everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I am doing another running vlog after a couple of my sort of day in the life and what did I do last week? Fitness tips, or bad fitness tips vlogs. So today we're heading off on a long run, which should be really nice because it's a beautiful day outside and it has just been so lovely recently, so we're making the most of it. We meant to go out early this morning, kind of, because obviously it gets quite hot for the UK after about 10 or 11 a.m, but it is already 10:30 or so and we haven't headed out yet. So we will be going at some point and we will probably get caught in some incredibly hot weather, but it doesn't matter because we like the sunshine and it just means it's nice to get out and enjoy the sunshine. I had a couple of questions from you guys I wanted to answer probably as we go along, but I thought I'd just talk you through my day and then answer the questions kind of as we go and as I remember what you asked. Just to go through my day, this morning I had some toast and some coffee for breakfast. A lot of people ask what I eat pre and post workout, and I think one of the things that I thought when I first started running is that that's like the most important thing when it comes to performance, is like what you eat. And yes, what you eat every day is incredibly important for your health and for your performance, of course, but focusing entirely on your food intake pre and post workout isn't necessarily as important as I first thought it was. I have to say, I used to spend a lot of money on things like pre-workouts, proteins and BCAAs and like all this kind of stuff. I'm a massive supporter of doing whatever works for you, of course, but there's limited evidence to suggest that they make all that much difference. I have actually done a blog post on it, so I'll link that down below. But also, the gains that they do help with are kind of minuscule compared to what you could actually get just by getting out and going running. So what I used to do would be like to focus on having porridge every morning for breakfast and having a pre-workout before I went and did that, which made my eyeballs itch. Like honestly, pre-workout is not my thing. It just makes me feel so uncomfortable. A coffee is as good as any pre-workout really, especially if you don't drink coffee like throughout all day every day. It works very effectively, it can increase performance, so if you're looking for something that will help with that, caffeine is perfectly good just in the form of a coffee, not in the form of something that costs you £40 every month. In terms of post-workout foods, I don't think you have to again worry about getting in a protein shake within 15 or 30 minutes of working out. Yes, again, that can be sort of your marginal gains if you're a bodybuilder or doing a bikini competition or whatever it is, but if you're eating a wide variety of foods and a good amount of food as well, as I definitely do, then you should be getting enough protein just in your everyday meals. I do occasionally take protein powder, especially if I feel like I haven't had enough food that day, just to kind of top up calories but also make sure that I am getting enough protein. But even as someone who eats a plant-based diet, I don't think it's that difficult for me to get in that protein day to day. So I hope that answers that kind of question. I think when you first start out running, you're trying to think of anything that will make it easier, understandably, because it is very difficult. But in general, I think eating your normal food and just getting out there and enjoying the run is probably the best way to go about it. Without further ado, we're going to head off and I'm going to talk you through some of the other things as we go along. Today's outfit is a Oysho Sport high intensity sports bra. Very nice actually. So they've got that and then some Fabletics shorts. A lot of people have been asking recently about sustainable running shorts or even just like running shorts in general. I honestly have never found the perfect pair, so if you have any recommendations or suggestions, please put them down below because I do have probably enough pairs but none of them are perfect. But the things that I wear at the moment are these Fabletics ones. I've got some TCA Fit ones that are bright pink and fit really nicely but don't have this sort of underlining that I quite like with running shorts like these ones do. Then I wear Lululemon as well, and they're probably the best ones that I wear for running, but they are not cheap. In fact, they're incredibly expensive, which makes them a little bit less exciting to buy, but I think they have a lifetime guarantee, so actually in terms of sustainability, although the fabrics that they use obviously aren't really sustainable, they're made to last basically, which is one of the most important things to think about when it comes to sustainability. I'm gonna try and do a blog post on the best sportswear brands for shorts. I've done one previously, again, that I'll link below, on the best activewear or running brands that are also sustainable, that actually perform, not just things where you actually look really good but they don't necessarily, or they like stick to you, or they don't breathe properly and all that kind of stuff. So I will link that down below and hopefully that will help you, point you in the direction of some of my favourite brands. Other than that, I'm wearing, oh god, Falca socks, which are perfect for running. I wear these or stance socks, they're really good. And then the shoes, depending on the route, we have Hoka One Clifton 6s and Columbia, I think the Caldorado 2. Maybe those are my other ones. These just say Montrail on them. Transalps FKT 2 Limited. I don't know if that's the type. Anyway, these are really good, as are the Caldorado 2s, which are the ones I have in London. These are obviously my trail shoes. These are my road running shoes. Recently, I have been trying out Vivo Barefoot as well, which is a very minimalist barefoot shoe, as the name suggests, and a lot of people have been asking for reviews of them because obviously they're not cheap, but there's a lot of science behind the benefits of barefoot running, but also just the benefits of living in shoes that are more barefoot, have less support, less distance between you and the ground, basically. Let me show you. Okay, so this is one pair. These are the Primus Light 2. These are made of recycled materials, which is why I chose them. Obviously, these ones are white, so they're not really suitable for outdoors, but I wear these ones around the house and in the garden, and then I've got a black pair as well for out on walks and stuff. And they've got all sorts. They've got trail ones, they've got running ones, they've got gym ones, they've got everyday ones, they've got sandals, kind of everything that you could wish for. And it feels really weird at first, so I think it's something that will take a while to get used to. They do like a 30-day challenge where you're supposed to wear them every single day for 30 days, but you're not supposed to do anything like running, because obviously that's incredibly strenuous on the body if you just suddenly start running in barefoot shoes that have zero drop compared to these ones, which obviously have a huge amount of drop from the heel to the toe. I really like them. I don't think I'm going to be running in these anytime soon, but in terms of going on walks, I feel much better in them. This isn't sponsored by them. These were actually gifted to me, but you know, they haven't asked me to do this video, but it was popularly requested that I talk about it, because I think it can be quite difficult to know about barefoot shoes because they're not like mainstream yet, I guess, but they are definitely moving in that direction. But yeah, I'm going to continue wearing them on my walks and continue wearing them around the house. I like being able to feel the ground underneath my feet, which is why I like these trail shoes as opposed to some of the thicker ones, because you can actually feel the rocks, not properly, like it doesn't feel like you've got rocks sticking into your feet when you wear these, but you can feel the rocks under your feet, so it just has more stability. And weirdly, I just feel happier when I can feel the ground. I know that sounds like really hippie. I don't know, I feel actually more connected to the earth. I think there is some mindfulness science behind that, but I don't actually know, so don't quote me on that. I do really like them, and I would recommend trying them out if you're thinking of something. And of course, the book Born to Run by Chris McDougall goes into the history of some of the tribes that run in sandals or barefoot and the benefits that might bring as well. I'm not sure it's as applicable to our everyday lives, like here in the West where you are running on tarmac rather than grass and rocks, but again, it's worth reading the book. It's a great book, and doing a little bit of research into it as well. So okay, we've got to go. We're going to go on a run now, and I'm going to take you with me, and yeah, let's get outside. And we're off! It's already such a beautiful day out. Here with Rhian. Say hi! And I've got my Jack Wolfskin 7 litre camelback ladder, whatnot, bag thing. In the winter this is invaluable for extra layers, but in the summer it's literally just so that I can carry around 2 kilos of water without drinking it for the whole run, and then remember that I have it at the end of the run and then drink it. But yeah, no, it's so helpful on longer runs to keep hydrated and keep our phones in, keys, etc, etc. Oh, and the visor, yeah, that's helpful. I don't like hats because they make my head all sweaty, but the visor's a little bit better. So yeah, this is 2XU, one of my favourite running brands. I have no idea how far we're going today, really. So we left Rhian in charge of the route. How do you feel about that, Fee?
Might be a mistake.
Might be a mistake, yes. We tend to use our long runs just to discuss things when we can talk, which isn't that often. It's quite nice thinking about things on the move. Sometimes when you're sitting down and trying to solve problems, it's impossible, but as soon as you get out for a walk or a run, suddenly becomes a lot easier. Talk about life, talk about work. Yeah, it's good fun. It'll probably be around somewhere between 12 and 16k today. Not really sure. Not sure how long it'll take. I know it'll be hilly because it's along the coast, and that is all I know. I think I used to focus a lot on kind of getting my longer runs longer every single week, and now I'm like, I don't really feel like I need to do that. I'm just doing it for fun. There's no purpose in running 22 kilometers every week unless I enjoy it, which I don't particularly. I like being able to run long distances, but I don't rely on the longest distances to keep happy or feel like I'm doing a good job. We usually do our long runs on a Monday, but because it's bank holiday on Monday, we're doing it on Thursday today, which is fine. But I did sprints on Monday instead, and now I can avoid people in those. And it's 5 by 1 kilometre, and it's the first time I've ever done that particular session. And my legs today, they felt fine until like 1 kilometre in or 2 kilometres in, and now they're a bit like, oh, do we have to? So the hills should be fun. It's definitely my quads and calves that hurt. Watch my half marathon time trial or even my 10k time trial, you'll see how much busier it is now that the kiosks are open and people can obviously do an unlimited amount of exercise. It is not packed for West Bay, but certainly a lot busier, so we're just running in the roads to avoid people. So we're just taking it easy. We've had a switcheroo. Rhian can take the bag, carry around the useless 2 litres of water the whole way. Yeah, just gonna get going again. I had a bit of a breakthrough with hills when I first came down here, because obviously I was used to doing London flat, 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 and it was lovely. Then I came here and I was like, oh my god, I'm so slow, I can't do the hills. And then I had a bit of a breakthrough a few weeks in of doing them like 3 times a week. And I have stalled, I guess, in that progress, but you can't always progress. And plus, like, we're kind of just here for fun, aren't we?
Exactly.
Fionn's much better at them than I am.
Grew up on hills.
Yeah, is that your trick?
That is my trick. Grow up on them and you'll be there at them.
Yeah, so if you could all go back in time and then just grow up on some hills.
Grow up a bit, alright?
Then you'll be fine. Don't know if you guys can see that hill we're going up. Hill, mountain, cliff, whatever you want to call it. Which one is that, Fee? Thorn and Beacon. Brings shivers down my spine. Horrible, horrible hill, but we love it. It is extremely hot. That's all the way we've come. Not from Weymouth, but down that way. And that is where we're going. Feels like it's about 30 degrees out, which I'm sure isn't true. I think it's like 22 or something. A little bit warmer. It is so sweaty. Usually you get a really nice breeze down here, but alas, today is like, well, I mean, it's quite nice. It's like the south of France. Cannot complain at all. It makes running quite hard. Guys, this footage does not do this hill justice. It's so ridiculous. Look, people have literally disappeared because it's so steep. Annoyingly good, this one. Annoying. I'm walking and my heart rate's 182. That says something about this hill. Almost halfway. Good thinking. Unbelievable. We can usually run up at least half of that in the winter, can't we? Okay, Thorn and Beacon done. Had a nice little rest at the top, took some photos. It's impossible not to, really, it's so beautiful. Do you think it's the hardest hill that we do?
Yeah, around here.
Yeah.
It starts steep and gets steeper and never seems to stop.
Yeah. So it's definitely a walking one mostly. We're just trying to figure out the route from here. We're gonna start going inland now. I mean, it's hilly all the way regardless, but we're gonna miss Golden Cap because that would make it a very long run, and then it would be the end of thinking for the day after that one. So yeah, probably 12 plus K now. Okay, so one of the next questions that some people brought up in my last vlog was how do I cope with injury risk when I am so injury prone? And it's definitely a good question because like I know a lot of people suffer from injuries and it can be hard to keep running or keep training consistently when you're like, oh, it feels like every time I train I just get injured, so like what's the point? And I totally get that, but for me it's about mitigating the likelihood of getting injured and doing everything I can to reduce the risk of injury. So in my case that involves running trails more than running roads, doing interval sessions rather than consistent long runs, taking sufficient rest days, doing my physio training, some of which I've shared over on my Instagram courtesy of my physio Zoe. And in terms of the fear, like I really get it. I've just felt so let down by my body in the past. Like I treat it so carefully, kind of, you know, I do everything I can to be healthy and happy and fit, and still I get injured. But I just started thinking of it as like, not character building as such, but like it kind of keeps you in check in a way. Every time I think I'm doing really well, I'll get injured, and it's just one of those things that happens if you're a runner, and you just have to get used to that it's gonna happen. All you can do is keep doing everything you can to make it less likely, and then when you are injured, focus on recovery. Don't try and push through it, don't try and be a hero, don't try and be hardcore. Just do your physio, take your rest days, eat your food, and it'll go back to normal. And remember, like, you don't have to be the best runner you've ever been every year. It is possible to get worse year on year, or 1 year onto the next, and then get better again. You don't have to be improving all the time, and that's something that I'm still learning because I've only been training consistently for like 2 years. Oh, so many stinging nettles. I feel like I should be getting better like every single month, but it's just not the case that you have to be doing that, and having off seasons or off days is perfectly normal and probably good for you in the long run. Now I've lost Rhian. I have no idea where he has gone. Woo! Winter roots have become a little bit overgrown in comparison. There's a lot of, oh Christ, running through brambles, running / sliding and walking and finding whatever way through, mutilating. So apparently this is our route through. Oh, honestly, these footpaths, I think they might be meant for sheep. So that's the hill we're supposed to be going to. It's supposed to be in that direction, and we're still going in this direction, but that's where we want to be. So what are we doing?
Almost definitely not my fault.
Definitely your fault. Guess we're going that way. And I think that's the only way we can go. So let's do it. Which way?
Down. Or up, hang on. No, this way. We came down here last time. That's where we want to go.
Oh yeah. Woo! Another walking hill, this one. What's it? Colmer's Hill. Colmer's. You can run around it down there or down there. But where's the fun in that? Might be a little bit quicker. But this has the nicest views, and it looks like, as Rhian just said, something out of Game of Thrones. Yay! Oh, it's a big hill! Kilometres in and we're finally back on some stable ground. Boy, does it feel good. And also it was a bit ankle breaky. Wouldn't you agree?
Just a tad. Horrible camber.
Yeah, like running on the side of what feels like a mountain. It's quite a small hill. This is a new route for me and Rhian. We don't know where we are exactly, but we tend to just choose a nice little footpath and then go along it and then go in the rough direction of home and hope that we get back within 20 kilometres or so. This path here reminds me of the last of my 10k, running along here at like 4 minutes per kilometre. Horrible, really horrible. 60 16 kilometres on the run, and then stopped. We do this thing where we go on to our sort of home straight finishing stretch and get to the next round kilometre and then walk the rest of the way back. What I used to do would be to run to the door, and then if I was like 300 metres from the next kilometre, then just keep running or whatever to try and get to the next one. But it's actually really nice to have a bit of a leg stretch, wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. Cool down.
Yeah, I think because it's so hot, everything feels so much harder. So like,
it's a pretty hilly route.
Yeah, that's true.
Again.
But hills equal nice views. And now we just got one more hill to go back home, and then I will be stuffing my face. Woo! Post-run nutrition on point here with three pieces of toast. This one has vegan cheese, tomato paste and hummus. That's jalapeno cheese. It's very nice. Some cauliflower steak, some peanut butter toast, 2 biscuits, some tea and a Rhian.
And we got to call the chickens over.
And the chickens. Chickies, lunchtime. Come on.
Quick, run. You like a crumb?
Hi babies. The chicken just stole my biscuit. How could you? I don't want it now. I got distracted for 1 second and we've been teaching them how to jump up and get the biscuits. Well, it's your fault you didn't get it, honestly. Vicious animals, these. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the run as much as I did. It was hilly and really tough, but I don't know what else I expected, to be honest, because that's just what all the runs around here are like. And of course, absolutely beautiful. I kind of collapsed on the sun lounger as soon as we got back and just ate lunch and drank my tea and just sat there for ages. And I was like, oh, I should probably go and do some work. So I've just been doing work for the last hour and trying to switch my brain back on. I do go a little bit brain dead after long runs. I don't know how other endurance athletes do it, honestly. I think it's so impressive. So if you are getting out and doing any sort of long run or pushing yourself in any way, congratulations. It's definitely worth it, but it is really tough. So well done. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Right, that is it. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and helps YouTube push me to other people who can then find my channels. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do hit that and then hit the bell next to it as well so that you will get alerts when my videos go live. And come over to my Instagram as well and find me over there where I share a lot more running content as well as all sorts of other stuff as well. Thank you again and I will see you next week. Bye!